Guys, what's up? Miguel, back once again, doing some VOD reviews. Actually re-recording this first half because I went over this VOD yesterday, but recording's like kind of scuffed. I was pretty inconcise with some stuff and kind of just want to skip to the important stuff because it's a decently long VOD and I just want to go over two big concepts in this particular VOD. Then we got another one where I think I played my um, I played the, how would you say, the last half of my lane incorrectly. Or I think I might have. We're gonna see. Anyway, going to this VOD. Um, trying to see if I can get my taskbar off. Yeah, well done. Anyway, playing Lethality Sion into Kayle. This is one of our scrims, and this is something I wanted to try out as a kind of tech against greedy picks in the Sion. So what happened in the draft was we blinded Sion, and I figured their top would respond with Kayle, just because that's what he likes. And yeah, I ended up going lethality this game because I think it could be good for the matchup. So I'm just gonna kind of skip through lane. Laning's, there's one trade I think that was pretty poor. This one trade. It's kind of the only thing worth reviewing. So I make the big mistake of going for like a really hard extended trade into her, just like kind of inner wave without hitting any of my cooldowns. I thought I could just walk up and auto her, but Kayle does have a passive, and my champion's not that good at extended trades, especially the Glacial. So I end up taking a bunch of damage here. We burned her flash from a previous gank, so I don't end up being in lethal range, but still kind of messes up my pressure. So yeah, as a result, I end up getting shoved in, losing a lot of pressure in my lane, and putting her into a favorable position even after jungle gank. End up being pretty close to death as well. Anyway though, we both end up trading TPs. And I actually mistimed this a little bit. I forgot I'm not used to playing with D-mats, and I thought killing this minion would give me level 6, but I ended up having to D-mate the cannon as well. Regardless though, she falls for it, and I end up getting the solo kill. So this is the first step of like acquiring my lead. I get first blood, plus I still have flash advantage over her, which is huge. She doesn't have TP as well, so I know I'm going to be able to shove this in. Small note, should have slow push this in, and then crash next, but it's fine. This is another interaction ends up going my way. Sion ended up underestimating my damage with rated Dirk, so I should have tapped Q, by the way. Kayle fucks up and doesn't level out throughout in time, so it works out in the end. I know I have my passive, so I can just kill her. Kind of make a mistake with my jungler. Should have told him not to shove this out, but he ends up shoving it, and it's like, end up losing a little bit. Probably would have lost. I probably could have gotten a smaller lead off that, but it's fine that he eats them, especially if it's for level 6. So anyway, going back into lane. I have the option here of shoving or just continuing to let it come in and freeze. This is one of the major points that I wanted to make, was being just always being conscious of the minimap and knowing exactly where the jungler is. Because I think, so you hawkshot their bot side here. I actually should have seen, I don't know if the hawkshot actually saw the camps or not. I think it did, so we know his blue side's up. And his red spawning as well. So we know Olaf has the option to either path from top to bot or bot to top. We don't really know, so I have to, it's best for me to play as if he's topside to mitigate any risk. Because he could be topside, just playing to shove it is probably definitely the incorrect decision, because if I shove it and he shows, I'm just dead no matter what. I don't have ulti up, and those two can just run me down super easy. Additionally, I get the added bonus of I can freeze it and then look for a solo kill on her once again, because she still doesn't have flash, and I'll have my ult coming up. So I'm just contesting the wave lightly here, thinning it a bit as it comes in. Let's come. Yep. As you can see, reap the benefits of just letting it come in here. Just smash her teeth in. And yeah, my lead's just continuing to balloon. Now I'm looking to get a shove and recall. Once again, I should slow push this, then crash next, but don't really know what I'm thinking, to be honest. We see that Jarvan saw for me that all the left top camps are gone. Slash, I think he would have shown mid if. So I think we also saw him at an earlier point in the VOD. I'm kind of skipping through, so I'm missing some stuff, but pretty sure we know he's not topside, so I have to go in for the plates here. Yep, get a plate based on my Yomus, and this is awesome. So we kind of messed up this Rift play here. We know Drake's spawning, so it's kind of a waste to be setting up this play. I also fuck up my Q, but I think we end up just killing her again. Or no, we steal off. This play gets kind of scuffed, but I think it works out ultimately. Oh yeah, this is really scuffed. I should have just walked away once I saw Olaf. I didn't know my champion's power, I guess, or just how to use his power. End up clicking in. On any other bruiser, if I was like 4-1, I could probably just fight that, but playing lethality Sion, that's not how this champ works. So that ends up happening. Trade 3 for 2 plus a TP, which is pretty bad, but what can you do? Just shouldn't have clicked in. And this is where one of the big concepts, or like one of the bigger concepts for this VOD came in. So as you can see here, use one of my wards, kind of unnecessarily, I think. We already have these 2 pink wards, plus this dragon looks more or less secured because we have numbers already. So I don't really need to use this ward here. Even if we saw Olaf on this ward, wouldn't be that much different as opposed to seeing him on this ward. So already, I should have one more ward. And I also end up pinking here. I think this would be fine if Scuttle wasn't there, but as it stands, I could have just taken Scuttle and had that same vision. And still be holding my pink. So as a result of wasting both these wards, I don't end up being able to ward here or here. I also could have saved the wards if I thought I could just shove up and then place wards deep in the jungle, but I don't really know where Olaf is, so less inclined to shove than I would be if I knew he was bot side. So you'll see the byproduct of me not having either of those areas ward up coming up in a bit, but so we go for this play on the Kayle. I kind of messed up my R here. I should have reactivated it, but what really ends up screwing up the play is Olaf was camping in this bush, and we didn't have vision of it because of the earlier wards. Galio ults him, and we end up getting 3 for 0'd, I'm pretty sure. And this is just like, fuck. This fucks the game, honestly. So on top of that earlier play plus that play, my lead's just like kind of completely gone. And falling behind his lethality Sion, doesn't mean he's completely irrelevant, but it makes the game much harder to play. So from here on out, my plan is to try and get shove where I can in the lane, and then either push in for vision or look for a collapse, because I'm still winning, right? I can still look for a solo kill with my ulti, but I don't have it up, so I have to play kind of safe right now. Another thing I want to point out as this lane continues is I need to be really careful with my E, or I need to be, well, because I think that was fine to go for, but it would have been better if I hit it, obviously. But I just need to keep in mind that if I don't have E in this lane, it gives her so much freedom to move up. Because if it gives her so much freedom to move up. Because if I don't have E, I have no real solo kill potential on her. Because I won't be able to land my R or my Q. So if it's not going to land, or it's like I'm 90% sure it's not going to land, just throwing it out for fun is just bad. So unfortunately though, Jarvan ends up coming up, kind of get the freebie kill once again. And yeah, I make a pretty big mistake here though. So I know Olaf's topside, and I don't know. I just want to take this turret, but I think I might have been okay if I just kept cooking away, but I kind of walk into him for fun. But this is, once again, kind of just not knowing my champion. And yeah, we end up losing first here. So from here, the game kind of just like dies out. I can look over this TP as well, but this next play will end up be losing for us as well. So, and we just get outscaled from this point on. Not much else to go over. So on this play, I make the mistake, or I wouldn't say mistake. I kind of bait my team because I called that I can TP, but I didn't have ulti up for another 5 seconds. So I think I had to TP like basically a second earlier, second and a half earlier to be able to have impact on this fight. By the time I get there, the play's fucked up. So just need to be cognizant of my ulti CD slash thinking more about how the fight's gonna break out, because I wasn't really sure how to play this fight either as lethality Sion. But yeah, kind of by just getting bled out from here, end up losing off the lead, even with the lead. Also end up building wrong, so we get soul, but it just doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, I just want to hop into the next squad, to be honest. Okay, going into here, this is game 2 of our weekly league. We're up 1-0, and I like our comp a lot into theirs. Ultimately, honestly, this game, I don't really think I could have won this game for my team, even if I was playing super well. Game got kind of doomed early, but I still think I could have played my lane a lot better, so just want to go into that really quick. So Shen GP, how this matchup should work is I want to keep shove on him when possible, and then looking to go get vision whenever I can. I also have a decent bit of kill threat on him. So yeah, I want to abuse that, build a CS lead, keep solid vision across our top side, and just create a shit ton of pressure basically. So just play this like any GP lane, sprint at them level 1 with passive. Any trade's a good trade because I'm planning on just cheatering on him. Just have to be careful not dying to Graves. I think I played this lane honestly bad. I don't end up getting punished by the jungler for it, but we know their Graves started our red. So realistically, Graves should probably just path straight to top after his red with how I'm trading, but ends up pathing to mid and getting a kill anyway, so sure. Anyway, yeah, lane's going pretty well. I end up missing a lot of CS on these first 3 waves, which kind of fucks up my base, but it's fine, it happens. So at this point, I should just be focusing on CS. Plan is to Q here. Let's see. I think cannon gives like. I actually don't know what gives at 30. I could have probably waited for a Doran's Blade if I didn't miss the cannon though. Oh, pause. But anyway, even though I fuck up my recall, end up having to come back with Sapphire. The lane's still in a really good spot. This is like basically ideal for GP. Here, I'm just trying to thin waves and poke him when I can. Shen's in a really shit spot, so I'm just gonna start freezing on him. Again, just missing all CS. Shen's just walking to my barrels. Waiting for shield to time out before I Q him. Going in for the auto. And then yeah, he's just gonna have to TP here. Actually, I think he ends up killing himself. Jesus. Oh yeah, he kills himself. Call the pause gap. Yeah, I really don't know what he's doing here. I feel like Graves had to have been here for him to, or he just thinks he can trade with me in the wave, but yeah, just end up getting the freebie. Yep. Now I have TP advantage. I actually want to see. The reason I didn't just immediately base and TP back here was I was missing 100 gold for Shen, so I wanted to wait for that. Ended up having a nice sidestep here, which I think actually saves me, funnily. And by this point, if I base right now, he's going to be able to crash this wave anyway, so I don't think there's a real point at basing. Looks like it might not have crashed. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have crashed if I based and TP'd back immediately, but I judged that he could crash it, so it's better that I stayed if I thought it wouldn't crash, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, lane's still going pretty well. At this point, my plan is just to slow push it out and crash it. If need be, if I know Graves is topside or something, I can just base and TP back whenever. Because I'm pretty low resources right now. I'm not really looking for trades. See Graves bot side here, so I know I'm just safe to slow push this wave in. Whenever he walks up for CS, I just poke him off it. Yeah, he's just getting shit kicked out of him right now. Um, Part of me thinks maybe I should push this wave a little faster just so I can guarantee crash on next, but I have Heck Room here, so I know I'm like pretty safe to be able to crash next. So yep. This guy runs at him. It was kind of miscommunication because he committed Ghost, but I don't think we were going to kill him if I ulted him, and I didn't have another barrel, so nothing for it. It's kind of unfortunate. So we saw that Graves took Great Drake. This is a little risky to do, to be honest, but with the way Shen's positioning, I know I should be free to crash this. I think a better player, better Shen, would have walked up and contested this win more aggressively, because then I'd have to respect the possibility Graves would stop, but since he's playing so far back, I was pretty safe to assume Graves was not topside at that point. Anyway, yeah, end up getting a really good recall once again. Actually do something I don't normally do on GP. I probably would have just bought a Ruby Longsword in solo queue, but I really want my pink because I know I'm going to have pressure in the lane, so just want to keep pushing my advantage. So this is the big thing I wanted to talk about, was in this matchup especially, but this kind of applies to a lot of counter matchups in competitive, where when do you want to start free? How do you want to push a wave? So to begin with, there's a decision whether do I want to push this or do I want to freeze this. In this specific scenario, since I'm playing GP into Shen, I basically want the lane to be pushing out at all times. Freezing on the Shen doesn't do much because he has ulti and just has the option to... So if I'm freezing on him, he either can just go ulti somewhere. How does phrase? I phrased this wrong. If I'm freezing on him, then he can basically ult away scot-free, or he's gonna lose waves, right? But he's not. But I'm not gonna be able to take like 3 plates plus like get vision in their jungle if he ults away. So in this matchup, I want to be pushing as the ultimate, or as the big thing. The next thing is, how do I want to push this? Because there's 2 ways to push this, right? There's a couple ways even. So I can let the wave go into turret, just let it fully crash in while poking him off CS. I can just immediately hard shove this wave. I can like place a barrel in the middle, weaken the back line, then throw another one up and finish off the back line. Or I can just weaken the front line, which will which will allow it to slow push out. I think this is kind of new to me, but I think a lot of it lies within there's a lot of variables to it. I think one of them. Oh, shoot! I just noticed my cam's kind of in the way of the minimap. I'll move that over really quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, oh man, that might grief the recording. God damn it. Whatever. As I was saying, there's a lot of variables that go into decision. For example, is mid shoving like? Is their mid have the possibility of roaming on me? Where's their jungler? Even if do I have like wards to actually place, like stuff to do on the map? Is there a camp I can farm? Stuff like that. In this specific scenario, I want to go back a little bit and see if we know where Graves is. Okay, see Graves pathing through mid towards bot, it looks like. We'll see. Yeah, towards bot. So I know Graves is bot side at this point. Another variable in this matchup, does Shen have ult? Can he ult away from me? I think... I think the best decision in this specific instance would just be fully clear this wave, to be honest. I know Graves is bot side, clearing towards red. I have my 2 wards. And this wave's pretty far away, so it'll probably take me like 5 seconds to shove it. And in the approximate 10 seconds I have, I can probably go get a ward in the enemy blue side jungle plus pop this plant. It's somewhat risky because Sion just finished shoving in his wave, but top lane wave state is not in a position where Sion should be running here. Plus, yeah, we just see him bot side in a second. I'm not actually sure what I end up going with here. I think I start pushing it on... Yeah. Maybe this was better, actually. So the advantage of what I did was I end up denying him these 4 creeps. This is tough. I think this was better. Okay. I think both plays have their advantages, and I think this is a preference thing, honestly. I think there's arguments for both. I think what I did was probably best for me, or it's what I like the most, just continuing to choke him out, not giving him any breathing room, because if I just shove it from here, he probably gets his full wave, but instead he only gets like 1 minion. So yeah, I like this the most. It keeps the idea of I want to get this lane shoving out, plus it denies him a bunch of creeps. But yeah, end up pushing. So on this wave, I have another decision to make. Do I want a hard shove or slow push? Um, no, by slow push I mean just like basically just run around this wave, waiting for the next wave to come in, and then crash next. Again, this is pretty situational. I think in this instance though, I want to shove this out as fast as I can and then go get my vision. Graves is still probably bot side at this point, so I just want to use this timer to force my way into their jungle while I can. Yep, we see the pings going on bot side because we figure he's there. So, and this is important to note that if I was a champion that was a bit more brawly, like Set or something like that, and then I might want to wait for their jungler to actually be topside. Again, this depends on game state. Like, is their mid going to rotate to me first, etc., etc. But on GP, I don't really want to be fighting the jungler, especially not Graves. So I want to go in when he's not there. I'm also not exactly sure where I was supposed to place this bank. Ideally, if I'm super far ahead / have a huge wave crashing, you can go into here and get the ward like super deep in. That ward normally doesn't get cleared, but it would have been scary walking in that deep with their mid laner missing. So the other spot could have been in this banana bush, but I normally don't like warding that when I already have this warded, but it's also still fine. Trying to think what universe this ward is like good. See Sion pathing up. I guess it's used. I think this is fine. Just more ward coverage. Maybe if we had Scuttle, then that ward would be unnecessary, but I think it's fine. So now that I have my wards, I think that this is when I want to start slow pushing. So I should be hitting this wave a lot. Yeah, this is good. I was looking to deny the cannon there, and then start pushing. So I set up on the cannon, poke Shen when he tries to walk up, and that barrel has two benefits of pushing the wave while also pushing the Shen, which is nice. So right now I want to deny as many minions as I can while also making sure the wave pushes. So see Graves on top side, cleared my ward. So as you can see, when Shen looks for R here, this is exactly what I want to be doing. I'm pushing the wave out and getting plates. So I make the mistake of just disrespecting Graves here. I also wonder if I should have followed TP. The play looked... Honestly, I just didn't think I needed TP. I thought the play was fine. Plus, I thought this was already a winning outcome for my team. Maybe I could have killed MF, but the 300 gold I get from killing her is less than the amount I get from 2 plates, plus I have to burn my TP, so I just figured it wasn't worth it. Ultimately, it might have been though, because I wasn't thinking about Graves, the fact that Graves was still topside here, to be honest. So he ends up just coming and killing me, which I didn't think he was able to do, but he's just really strong. Off the like aforementioned early game shenanigans. Like I'm pretty sure he's like 201 here or something. So yeah, he just guns me down. So yeah, I think with the fact that Graves is topside here, I shouldn't be allowed to go for these plates. Therefore, TPing was probably the better play. I think if I know Graves is bot side and I'm gonna have free time to hit the turret, then staying for plates is better. But I'm just not allowed to do this. I'll click through the rest of this replay. Honestly, actually, it's not turbo doomed yet. Yep. This is another scenario. I want to keep the Shen pushed in. Plus Drake is spawning, so if I have them shoved in, I can look for a TP opportunity. I opt to instantly shove this as opposed to slow pushing. Trying to think. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a similar scenario to earlier where I don't really have good vision established in their jungle at the moment. Plus, I know that there's probably people running bot side, i.e. the Grave, so I might be able to go even look for that deep reward. I end up sticking around because I think that plate might fall. It was 100 HP. With how I played it. So looking at the proximity of this wave. So I think if I instantly go down for vision right now, instead of just like jerking off doing this, I waste a lot of time here, doing nothing basically. If I instantly went to go get wards, I think it would have been good, but if I wanted to just stay in lane and do nothing, then slow pushing that and crashing this would have been better. Because it ultimately is just a waste of time. Yep. I think, again, this is a scenario where I crash the wave, but don't really do anything with the crash. I think I could have done something similar where, or I should have done, basically what I should have done on the last wave again. Slow push this, then crash next. Graves is probably not going to be here within 30 seconds, especially because they're all in Drake right now. So, also it's, actually never mind. Anyway, if I had an additional wave, like 6 more minions, I could have gotten this plate and also probably gotten for vision. Instead, I do this like awkward middle ground where my team wants to make a play on mid on this timer. So Shen ends up getting, I end up bleeding wave here basically because I didn't still push that last one. Because Shen would have been stuck under his turret still, cleaning up minions. Yeah, unfortunately, play ends up going radly because their jungle mid deal is just like super fat at this point. I could have immediately started walking, but I thought I had time to, but I just didn't. Ult could have been a little better too, but ultimately, play was just bad, I think. And yeah, this game kind of just snowballs out of control from here, to be honest. I think the big thing though, just take away from this VOD, is really thinking through in game how I want to use my waves. In general, I remember hearing a quote from a pro player, like a decent, I think it was Blippo, who's like, just having more minions is almost always better. It gives you just more free time on the map to do whatever. It gives you more time to like walk in deep and get the pink ward here or something, plus the ward here. There are times though when you need to just shove it, because A, there's a play you need to be, or B, basically there's there are times when you need to shove it because there's like a play coming up very soon, like an objective spawning or a fight's about to break out, and in that case you want to be able to either move or prevent your enemy from moving. And yeah, just don't. I need to be placing defensive vision at this point, but the game's already fucked. So yeah, a lot of this specific review was based around vision, which I think is really important in competitive. Solo queue to some extent, but competitive super important. Big takeaways were being cognizant of where you're placing your wards, making sure not to waste them. And then the other one was thinking about how to shove your waves, like thinking in depth about how to shove your waves instead of just, I'm going to shove this in and go place vision. The thought process should be, do I want to be pushing? How do I want to push? And when do I want to push? Is I think how the trainer style should go. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. This was a lot better than the other one I recorded, so yeah. See you guys next time.